Good morning, you guys. I'm doing mostly better. I have a little bit of a temperature, um, and my allergies are gonna still be killing me. But other than that, I'm doing really well. So I hope to be back tomorrow. I'm planning on being back tomorrow. Please, please listen to Miss Cruz. Do whatever she asks you to do. Today, I've actually been working on today for weeks. Today we're doing something called Reading Plus. And I know that if I was there, I'd be hearing you guys all groaning and complaining. And most of you are going to say, I hate English. This is math class. Why do I have to do English? I get it. I really do get it. When I was in high school, I almost didn't graduate because I couldn't pass the spelling competency test. And I remember getting points off in my math class for spelling things wrong and basic English literacy things, and it was so frustrating. But now that I'm an adult, I recognize how important English is for every aspect of my life. So I wanted to share with you some really important things on why English matters, and I'm hoping that you'll see the value in this and that we can have a real conversation about what we need to do to help get you guys up to not just a proficient level, but a thriving or an excellence level, because we want everyone to have as many opportunities as possible in their life. So I've titled today for equity and excellence because, as you'll see, reading matters for everything. Some of the main reasons I really care that you know how to read before you graduate, even though I'm a math teacher, it really matters. You're going to vote. I want you to actually understand what's going on in the politics and what the policies mean and the implications of everything that you're voting on. Please, please do not just vote based on social media. We want you to actually understand what's going on. Another important goal of mine is I want to prepare you for a future, and the future is uncertain. The jobs that are available today are not the same jobs that were available 20 years ago, and it's going to continue to change at an ever-increasing pace, which means you're probably going to change your job multiple times in your career. Right now, the average length that people from millennials, 26 to 41, people on that age range, which is young workers, that's the young age bracket for workers, 2 to 3 years in one job, and then they move. They change jobs. A lot of times they're changing careers. Everything, you're going to need to know how to read to do anything in life. As things change, you're going to need to be updated on how to do everything. You're going to have to learn how to read, and you're going to have to learn how to read well. I want you to be able to take those higher level jobs like foreman. I want you to be able to be a boss. I want you to be able to be a manager. All of those positions require really excellent communication skills, which requires good reading. We want you to have the basic things you need to be an adult. If you can't read well, imagine if you're in a foreign city and you couldn't read, you wouldn't be able to get around. You wouldn't be able to get on a bus. So in the top left right here, this is a bus schedule. You'd have to be able to read the street signs. I want you to understand how money works. And part of money is understanding and being able to compare and contrast what's a better price on something, especially when it's not the same quantity. In order to get a driver's license, you have to pass the written test. You've got to be able to read the book that has all the rules on it. You have to be able to read the questions and answer the questions. You're going to have, at some point in your life, the need to find a job. When you're searching through these jobs, you need to be able to actually read the various applications, fill them out, but also understand whether or not the job's a good fit for you. It's going to have a list of job responsibilities, and if you're not a good fit, you don't want to waste your time. renting apartments, buying a house, buying a car. All of this requires quite a bit of paperwork, and it's legal, which means as soon as you sign that paper, no matter what they explain to you in words, whatever was written down in the document is what you are liable for, which means you are legally obligated for. So even if it's something that you don't understand or you didn't agree to and it wasn't explained to you in a way that you fully understood, if it's in writing and you signed it, you are still bound by law to agree to abide by whatever it is. So your options are either to learn how to read so that you can make your own decisions and you can have an informed understanding of the various legal contracts you're going to be signing in your life, or to trust everyone you're working with that no one's going to take advantage of you. Finances. You need to be able to look at various banks. You need to look at loans. You need to look at investments like investing in the stock market, looking at various ways to invest for your retirement. You need to be able to read all these different options. I could also add in healthcare here, being able to read the various insurance options and select the one that's best for you. And if you don't have the ability to read and break things down into pieces and really understand it, again, you're stuck at the mercy of whether or not the people talking to you understand your situation and can advise you for what's best, and you're assuming that you can trust them completely. Now, this is just some statistics from from a research center here in the U.S. It's 1 in 4 children grow up in America without learning how to read. So 25% of students don't know how to read. Most students who don't know how to read really, really struggle with behavior issues. They have a lot of self-esteem issues, and a lot of times they're held back a grade. Now, I've seen this where students who don't know how to read, they're embarrassed, and so they become hyper aggressive. Everything is a challenge to them. If students who don't know how to read are 4 times more likely to drop out of school. We don't want anyone dropping out of school. We want an educated populace. If you don't know how to read, you're 4 times more likely to be arrested and go to jail. 50%, so half of the people who are between 16 and 21 who are unemployed are not literate. There's some more facts for you. Let's break it down. I'm going to actually start in the middle. Children whose parents have low literacy levels, which mean literacy levels just means their ability to read and communicate in the written language. They have a 72% chance at being at their lowest reading levels themselves. These children are more likely to get poor grades, display behavior problems, have high absentee rates, repeat school years, and drop out. So if your parents aren't good at reading and writing, there's a 72% chance that you're not, which means if you're not good at reading and writing, then you're going to pass that on to your children. 36 million adults in the United States cannot read or write or do math at a basic 3rd grade level. You need at least a 7th grade level to survive in society without having to be dependent on other people. If we can get you to a 10th or a 12th grade level, then most of the time you can do more difficult things such as reading those rental contracts, the home, all the buying paperwork for home, house, car, etc. 43% of adults with the lowest literacy levels live in poverty. So there's a really strong link between low literacy level and living in poverty. I don't want any of you living in poverty. 225 billion, not million, billion a year in healthcare costs is linked to low literacy levels. 232 billion cost each year in non-productivity in the workforce, crime, and total loss of revenue. It's craziness. It literally costs you money to not have a good reading and writing ability. And the last one that I really want to share with you is this. 2/3 of students who can't read well by the end of 4th grade end up on welfare or in jail. And 37% of 4th grade readers cannot read at the basic level. So I just want to have a quick discussion with you guys. I know I'm not there, but Miss Cruz will be happy to write down and give me some feedback. Things that I can't change. We're going to be doing the program called Reading Plus. I can't change the program. Sorry. I'm not going to change some very simple expectations for you guys. I need you to try your best on your placement test today. The test is super important because this is going to determine where you start. The program is adaptive. So as you take the test, it's going to find where you're comfortable reading at. And once it finds that level, you're going to be at that level for a little bit until you show improvement. So you don't want to read so fast that it's difficult for you, but you don't want to read so slow that you're bored and falling asleep either. You want to find a good pace for yourself. It's really important if you get done quickly that you just stay quiet so that the others can finish their test. Everyone deserves that basic respect. Remember, you would want the same respect. If you're trying hard on something, you want the respect of being able to do your best without distractions. And then let's have a really short discussion about what's going to motivate you. Now, I can print out, they have certificates in the program. I can print out these certificates. Excuse me. The certificates just show progress. They're not like your certification for welding or any of the other things. They don't transfer to other schools, but they do show progress. Now, I was thinking maybe a sticker chart where when you complete your assignments for the day, you get to put a sticker by your name. I was also looking at potentially prizes for whoever improves the most, because you guys are all going to come out at different levels, and we don't want to advertise if someone's at a 3rd grade reading level and someone's at a 10th grade. We don't want people to feel bad about where they're at, but we do want everyone to be improving. So we were thinking about maybe prizes for the biggest gain. I was also looking at possibly a class competition. So our class versus all the other classes, and whoever does the best overall, maybe they get a pizza party. I'm open to any ideas that you have. Please share them with Miss Cruz. Please be super nice to Miss Cruz. And I will see you guys tomorrow. I love you guys.